Hi, guys. It's Ernest coming to you from Proximal Consciousness. Got a great subject for you today: romance. Now, I don't quite know how this one is going to turn out because romance is something that I don't think many of us have ever given much attention to. I mean, we talk about things like opening the doors for our mates, for our women, and I guess women can open doors for men too. We talk about things like flirting, but that's not really romance. I mean, what exactly is romance nowadays? I mean, even when I look at the older movies, the Casablancas and things like that women so often say they love and they're always crying to. I mean, but do we really know what romance is? I've given it a little thought yesterday, and I don't know, I think it's something that we should consider. It's something that we need to give even more thought to. I mean, romance, I believe, is a call to one's mate, one's wife, one's husband if you're a woman. It's a call to wanting to be closer to that person, more open with that person. Romance is about, yes, flirting, but it's about becoming one with that person. And you say, well, what do you mean becoming one, romancing, wanting to be closer with that person? What exactly does that mean? That means taking the time to actually wanting to get to know that person more than just a surface level. When you're talking about romancing someone, you're talking about taking the time, the effort to analyze that person's likes and dislikes, to look at that person's life and see what direction that person desires to head in, hopefully a beneficial direction. And then taking it upon yourself to say, well, I want to participate in that. I want to be close to that. I want to encourage that. I want to champion that. I mean, so therefore romance is just getting close to that person. Showing empathy, getting involved emotionally, psychologically, physically, spiritually with that person. I mean, that person, when you go out to dinner with that person, what does that person like to eat? Where does that person like to sit? Where does that person like to go to eat? And then taking it upon yourself to encourage those kind of situations, those kind of circumstances. That person wants to go shopping, wants to go into certain stores, wants to literally go into the building a certain kind of way with a certain kind of ease. That person's walking home from school, for that matter, maybe with books, trying to accomplish something, and you're there to what? You could either choose to just go along with that person with no regard to that person's stress or strain or struggle or desires, or you can take it upon yourself to say, you know what? I want to be closer with this person. I want to be physically, emotionally, and psychologically closer to this person. So I want to help carry that person's burden. I want to show concern for that person, and therefore I'm going to carry that person's books. I'm going to talk with that person. I'm going to express certain emotions and desires and wishes and hopes with that person because I want to understand that person, or because I do understand that person, and I want to show that person that I understand, that I care, so that that person might want to prefer to be with me, might want to open up even more to me or towards me. So romance is a great thing to consider. It's a great thing to look into when you're talking about developing a relationship with a person. But many people just look at it like it's opening a door, or it's kissing, or it's saying something, I don't know, sweet to the person. But that's all just surface stuff. I mean, like I said, romance is wanting to be closer, wanting to be one, wanting to be truly an intricate part of that person's life. And romance is something that can start young, middle-aged, something old, something that takes place in a relationship for a lifetime. Because, I mean, when is it not important to want to be close to that person, to a person? When is it not important when you want to be oneness with your girlfriend, with your wife? That's always the point. So romance is not something that you just turn on and turn off, in my opinion. It's not some fleeting thought, some fleeting moment. Not in general. It's an everyday thing. You know, I mean, the opportunity usually presents itself all the time. I mean, if you truly ace romance, and it's not always that overly emotional, sappy, sticky, clingy kind of thing, because no one really wants that. I mean, that's not necessarily what people really want out of a relationship, and that's not necessarily healthy in a relationship. Not all the time. Romance is about just, communication, oneness. Yes, there's physical interaction, most psychological, but looking into it and having a balanced approach to it is something that we all should practice. We all should desire. We all should approach our mates with that kind of mindset, to be romantic, to be close, to be helpful, to be motivating, to be encouraging, to be uplifting. And in being that type of person, our mate should open to us, should reciprocate or encourage. And that way, our relationship with each other becomes romantic. There's an element of intrigue, there's an element of comfort, there's an element of pleasure and joy in just being with each other, spending the time with each other, being close with each other. And if we do it well, even when we have distance between each other, whether we're traveling independently or whatnot, there's romance in our conversation. Not perversion per se, but romance, being concerned, knowing that person. When someone is traveling and you're not with them, you should know how they travel. You should know what they pack and what they like to carry their stuff in, and where they like to sit, whether it's on a train, a plane, a bus, or whether they're driving, how they drive, who they like to travel with. You should know whether they miss your company, or you should know what you would be talking about with that person, or should be talking about with that person if you were with them traveling. I mean, that's what romantic is, to be able to comfort. If that person is sad or happy, or whatever the situation or circumstance may be, a romantic person is a person who knows what that person needs at that moment, and vice versa. I mean, that's what romance is. I mean, more marriages and relationships, I should say, and marriages would probably be a lot healthier, would probably last a lot longer, and be a lot more beneficial if people spent time building a romantic relationship with their mates. But not many people do. Most people live a cliche. Most people watch movies on TV or they listen to music, and they think that romance is striking that chord with that person, reminding that person of a romantic movie, reminding that person of some romantic gesture or a potentially romantic gesture that they saw in the movie, or listening to a song, like I said, and they are reminding that person of a song. Maybe they might even go so far as to sing a song to a person, assuming that that's the romantic gesture that's needed. I mean, their whole life is a song and a movie, a song and a dance. No, that's not romance. I mean, you may have a favorite movie, you may have a favorite song or something to remind that person of something, but just a song, a movie, no, I don't think that's romance. And I think that relationships require a lot more interaction, a lot more knowledge and understanding about the participants in it, about each other, to be truly romantic. So that's my thought for today. I think that we all need to spend a little bit more time considering what is and what isn't romance and romantic. So, you guys, I want you to consider that. I want you to maybe comment about what you think romantic and romanticism is. And hopefully you've liked this video and you like it, and subscribe to my channel because I appreciate it. And I look forward to having some more conversation with you guys at a later date. So have a good day, you guys. Bye now.